The story begins with a group of explorers led by Sophia, who are out in the Pacific Ocean. Sophia is on a mission to locate a massive female shark named Lilith. Suddenly, an alert flashes on their system, warning them that the shark is dangerously close. Without wasting a second, Sophia gives clear instructions to the divers. Asterisk, go down and cover the shark from behind. Asterisk, a few divers immediately jump into the ocean, and among them is Chris, Sophia's husband. After searching for a while, they come across the body of a small dead whale. No one can understand how it died. Chris swims closer and notices deep bite marks on its body, clearly left by a shark. Just then, several female sharks appear out of nowhere, and it's revealed that they are Lilith's daughters. Moments later, Lilith herself emerges, leaving everyone in shock. Her size has doubled compared to the last time they saw her. Just 2 months ago, Lilith was only 3 meters long, but now she has grown to a terrifying 7 meters. Sophia urgently tells Chris to collect a sample so they can uncover the secret behind her rapid growth. Gathering his courage, Chris moves closer to take the sample, but Lilith suddenly attacks him. At the same time, the connection between Chris and Sophia is cut off. Panicked and desperate, Sophia decides to dive into the ocean herself to search for her husband. As soon as she reaches the depths, she finds Chris's severed arm with no trace of any other diver. She immediately realizes that they've all become food for the sharks. Despite this, Sophia refuses to give up. She makes up her mind to get a sample from the shark, no matter what. She approaches Lilith once again and attempts to collect the sample, but the shark attacks her too. By sheer luck, Sophia gets caught in a net, which saves her momentarily. However, Lilith drags the net deep into the ocean. Somehow, Sophia manages to free herself from the net and barely escapes with her life. 3 years pass, and the story shifts to Paris. 2 young men are fishing in the Seine River when something unexpected gets caught in their net, a bomb. Alarmed, they immediately inform the police. As news spreads, porters also arrive at the scene. The police calm everyone down by explaining that during World War II, shells and missiles were stored in this area, which is why unexploded bombs are often found here. They assure the public that there's nothing to worry about, and that the river is safe as long as the authorities are present. Next, we arrive at a whale conservation center where we see Sophia again. She has completely stopped researching sharks and is now teaching children about marine life. During her lecture, she notices a group of boys mocking her. They sarcastically ask where the sample is that her husband was supposed to bring. One of them even jokes, asterisk, did the shark kill him and leave only the sample behind? Asterisk, Sophia is deeply hurt by those words and walks out of the lecture hall. Outside, a young woman named Nora stops her and says, I'm your biggest fan. I follow all your research, especially your work on sharks. Sophia replies emotionally that she quit all her research the day her husband died and asks Nora not to remind her of those painful memories. She turns to leave, but Nora stops her again and says she has discovered that Sophia implanted a tracking device in Lilith's body. This completely shocks Sophia. Nora then takes Sophia to her organization so they can talk in detail. We learn that Nora has founded an organization dedicated to protecting marine life, and she truly loves ocean creatures. Nora explains that she has been monitoring Lilith for the past 3 years, and then drops a shocking revelation. Lilith is now in the Seine River. Sophia is stunned and immediately says, that's impossible, because sharks cannot survive in fresh water. But Nora explains that climate change and pollution have altered Lilith's nature, allowing her to survive in this new environment. Nora adds that her group is trying to send the shark back into the ocean. Otherwise, Lilith could die at any moment. Nora tells Sophia that she plans to dive tonight and asks her to come along so they can see the shark together and return her to her natural home. Sophia reacts strongly and says, dive? Do you really think it's that easy? She warns Nora that it's extremely dangerous and could cost her life. This is no ordinary fish, it's the most dangerous shark in the world. Sophia then leaves and goes back to her home. There, she watches videos from her husband's final mission. She breaks down in tears, remembering how she herself had told the team that she would be with them on that mission. She's overwhelmed with guilt, believing that they all died because of her. Meanwhile, we see Nora on a boat in the Seine River with her friend Ben. Nora turns to her and asks, "Aren't you coming down with me?" Ben refuses to go into the water and tells Nora, "You go ahead. I'll stay here and keep an eye out." Nora dives into the river alone and begins searching everywhere for Lilith. At the same time, Sophia is tracking Lilith's movements on her system. She suddenly notices that the shark is moving straight toward Nora. Alarmed, Sophia immediately calls the police and tells them that a girl has gone alone into the river to look for a shark. Meanwhile, Nora continues her search underwater. She soon comes across a car with clear bite marks, signs of a shark attack. Just then, she hears police sirens and realizes that the police have reached the river. She quickly comes out of the water and tries to run away, but the police catch her. Since diving in this river is prohibited, at that very moment, Sophia arrives at the scene and sees Nora being arrested by the police. She wants to intervene, but there's nothing she can do. Sophia stays near the river all night, tracking Lilith's movements. The next day, Nora is still at the police station because she refuses to explain why she went into the river. She casually says, "I just went for a swim." The inspector, whose name is Adil, tells her that she won't be allowed to leave until she tells the truth and asks her to stop with the swimming excuse. "Do you think we're fools?" He says. Nora finally tells him, "Listen, I went into the river to look for a shark." Adil bursts out laughing and says, "Are you joking with me? A shark in the river? This water is toxic. And where would a shark even come from?" He accuses her again of trying to fool him. Nora insists, "Believe me, I went into the water to find a shark." But the officer refuses to take her seriously. Meanwhile, Sophia is still present near the same spot by the river where everything happened the previous night. Continuing to monitor Lilith's movements, Sophia is still there, closely watching the shark's movements, visibly nervous and terrified because Lilith is very close to her location. Just then, she receives a call from the police station asking her to come in. When she arrives, she learns that the call was made at Nora's request, so Sophia could provide proof that the shark is actually in the river at the same time. The police discover a dead body on the riverbank. The moment Sophia sees the condition of the body, she is shaken. The upper half is missing, as if it was torn apart by a massive creature. Sophia immediately says that this looks like a shark attack. She then goes to the police station and shares everything she knows about Lilith with a female investigator. Sophia explains just how dangerous this shark is, and that it's far worse than they realize. She warns them that Lilith's size is increasing at an alarming rate, and insists that an expert team is needed to safely return the shark to the ocean. If Lilith stays in the river, she could die at any moment. However, Nora begins to believe that Sophia and the officers are planning to kill the shark. Determined to protect it, Nora takes matters into her own hands. Eventually, the officer gives Sophia and Inspector Adil clear orders to safely transport the shark back to the sea. Soon after, Sophia arrives at the Seine River with a team of divers to capture the shark. On the other hand, Nora secretly follows them, keeping track of the shark's movements from a distance using the tracker. Sophia and her team pinpoint Lilith's exact location. The divers quickly put on their suits and enter the river. Fearing that they're about to kill Lilith, Nora immediately calls her friend Ben and asks her to hack into the tracking system, so the divers can't locate the shark, so that the divers can't trace the shark's location. Ben agrees and shuts down the system. Meanwhile, the divers continue searching for Lilith underwater and get dangerously close to her. They begin to sense her movement around them. Suddenly, the tracker goes offline, and they completely lose her location. Realizing the danger, they immediately surface before the shark can attack them. Inspector Adil is shocked that the tracker has suddenly stopped working. He turns to Sophia and angrily says that it feels like she's behind all of this. He warns her that if it's confirmed she did this, it would be the last day of her life. Furious and hurt by his accusation, Sophia walks away. As she leaves, she spots Nora in the distance, secretly watching everything. At that moment, Sophia realizes that Nora sabotaged the tracking system. Later that night, Adil speaks with his senior officer and suggests that they should block off the entire river area until they deal with the shark, but she refuses, explaining that they can't shut down the riverbanks because a major race festival is about to begin in a few days. The event cannot be canceled under any circumstances. It's revealed that this festival is a large-scale swimming race scheduled to take place in the Seine River. With the country's top professional swimmers participating, naturally, the city's mayor refuses to cancel it, especially since over $1 billion have already been invested in the event. Adil becomes deeply frustrated. He then starts researching Sophia's background and uncovers everything that happened during her last mission. He learns that her husband and the entire team were killed, and that Sophia has been blaming herself ever since for their deaths. Adil feels deeply upset after realizing how harshly he spoke to Sophia and how he sent her away in anger. The next day, Nora releases a video in which she talks about the cruelty being done to sharks. She explains that millions of sharks are killed every year to make beauty products and luxury food for the rich. She says that this creature has the same right to live as humans do. Nora then calls out to young people like herself, asking them to join her organization and help return Lilith safely back to the ocean. The response is shocking. The video receives millions of views, and hundreds of young people join her team. They all share one goal: to safely guide Lilith back to the sea. After this, Adil meets Sophia and apologizes for his rude behavior. He promises that he will arrange a meeting between her and the city mayor so she can explain everything herself. Adil then takes Sophia to meet the mayor. Sophia tells the mayor the entire story and requests that the swimming race be canceled. However, the mayor refuses, saying that thousands of security personnel will be present and that the festival will begin on schedule. She makes it clear that she doesn't want any panic or chaos. Angrily, Sophia insists that the festival must be canceled, warning that otherwise the mayor will be sending hundreds of people to their deaths. She explains that if people enter the river, Lilith will kill them one by one, and the mayor has no idea how dangerous Lilith truly is. Sophia emphasizes that Lilith is the most dangerous shark in the world, one that no one can control. The mayor coldly responds that the festival will not be canceled, reminding Sophia that the government has already spent millions of dollars on it. She then orders the police to kill the shark at any cost. The police then turn to Sophia for help. When the police ask for her help, Sophia agrees, makes one thing very clear: she will come up with a plan to remove the shark from the river and return it to the ocean. But Lilith will not be killed. She designs a strategy where special sound frequencies will be used to trap the shark, temporarily sedate her, and then safely transport her back to the sea before the plan can begin. Ben shows up and finally admits that she was the one who sabotaged the tracking system. She says she regrets what she did. But the problem is far more serious than that Nora has already traced Lilith's location and is planning to move her toward the ocean tonight. Ben reveals that the shark is currently near a sewage tank. Ben urges Sophia and the police to stop Nora, explaining that many young supporters have gathered there to help her, and the location is extremely dangerous because the sewage area is very narrow and confined. Sophia thanks her for the warning and promises that she will save her friend. That night, we see Nora, Ben, and the rest of the organization arriving at the sewage area, fully prepared for their mission. Ben looks nervous, as if she's hiding something, but she brushes it off by saying she's just worried about Nora. Nora then enters the water to prove that sharks are not dangerous to humans. She waits for Lilith to appear. At the same time, Sophia, Adil, and the police reach the spot and order Nora to come out of the water immediately. But Nora stubbornly refuses, insisting that she will complete her mission. Sophia yells at her, warning that what she's doing is completely wrong. She tells her that this shark is far bigger and more dangerous than she can imagine, and that Lilith will destroy her sonar device and eat her alive. Just then, a massive shark appears near Nora. A shark appears near her. Sophia immediately realizes that this isn't one of Lilith's offspring. But Nora is thrilled with excitement. She moves closer to the shark and starts touching it, trying to locate it using her sonar device. Suddenly, Adil jumps into the water to save Nora, But the shark becomes aggressive and attacks Nora, swallowing her whole. Chaos instantly erupts throughout the area. Terrified, the young supporters start running for their lives. Their reckless plan to save the sharks ends up destroying them instead. Everyone is now only trying to save themselves. Unfortunately, the space is extremely narrow, and many people fall into the water. Lilith and her daughter attack them, killing several. Human body parts are scattered everywhere in the water, which turns blood red. Some swimmers manage to rescue a few people, but most of those saved are severely injured, with arms or legs missing. In many cases, only what's left of their bodies is pulled out. All the injured are rushed to Paris hospitals. Sophia stands there in shock, unable to process what has just happened. She breaks down in tears, remembering her husband and her old team. Adil sits beside her and tries to comfort her. After some time, Sophia and Adil are called back to the sewage area. When they arrive, they find the dead body of Lilith's daughter. It's taken to the lab so Sophia can study it and possibly find a clue. During the examination, Sophia discovers something horrifying. The shark is only 2 months old, yet it is already pregnant. She also begins to understand the reason behind Lilith's rapid growth. The most shocking revelation is that this female shark can reproduce without a male, can give birth on its own. Sophia realizes that this shark is a massive disaster waiting to happen. Lilith's population could grow explosively within months, becoming an enormous threat to humanity. That's why Lilith and her entire bloodline must be eliminated, otherwise they could wipe out humans. The next day, Sophia and her team go to the mayor's office and share all this new information. The mayor is furious because the mission has failed, and only a few hours remain before the swimming festival begins. She orders them to kill the shark at any cost. Sophia angrily confronts her and asks, "What matters more to you, money or people's lives?" The mayor angrily tells them to get out of her office. She then decides that the responsibility of killing the shark will now be handed over to the military. Later, Sophia and Adil are sitting in a cafe talking. Sophia says that if the festival isn't cancelled, a massive disaster is inevitable, because the mayor is greedy for money and will hold the event no matter what. Adil replies, "Then let's save the world together." The two of them come up with a plan to kill the sharks without the mayor's approval. Adil contacts his friends and asks for their help. They all agree and form a team. Their first step is to bring in 2 bomb experts, who will plant dynamite underwater to kill Lilith. On the day of the festival, Sophia, Adil, and the entire team dive into the river and head toward the sharks' territory so they can plant the bombs right inside their habitat. At the same time, the mayor is officially opening the festival, completely unaware of Sophia and Adil's plan. The military is also on standby, ready in their boats in case of any threat. Sophia's team reaches the shark's main area and is shocked to see thousands of sharks there. Sophia signals her team to stop, warning them that sharks sense danger from human movement. Meanwhile, the festival begins. Swimmers jump into the river. Sophia and her team manage to plant the bombs among the sharks. Once the task is done, they try to surface. Suddenly, a shark attacks and kills 2 members of the team. Sophia grabs Adil and pulls him away so they can escape quickly. But the bombs detonate earlier than planned. A massive explosion goes off while the rest of the team is waiting above. Sophia manages to bring Adil to the surface. The team pulls him onto the boat because he's badly injured. At that moment, Sophia decides to go back down alone to make sure whether Lilith is actually dead or not. But when she returns, she realizes that Lilith is still alive suddenly. Lilith attacks the boat, knocking everyone off and killing the entire team. By sheer luck, Sophia and Adil survive and manage to reach the surface. That's when they see the shark heading straight toward the swimmers. Without hesitation, both of them dive back into the water to try and stop her, but by then, it's already too late. Lilith has already reached the swimmers and starts killing them one by one. In seconds, the river turns blood red. Human body parts float everywhere, and the entire area fills with screams and chaos. The military finally arrives and opens fire on Lilith. But the bullets have no effect on her. The biggest danger now is that multiple bombs are already planted under the river. If even one bullet hits them, The entire city could be destroyed, and that's exactly what happens. A bullet strikes one of the bombs, causing a massive explosion. The entire city is devastated. The explosion triggers a terrifying tsunami that sweeps through the city, washing everything away. Many people drown and die, including Sophia and Adil, or so it seems. Sophia finds Adil unconscious and drags him to safety. They climb onto a piece of debris. When Adil wakes, he weakly asks, "Did we succeed? Is the shark dead?" Sophia, tearful, stays silent. Adil looks around, speechless. Paris is submerged, sharks swim everywhere, and the city's devastation leaves them in stunned silence. Asterisk.
And that wraps up today's story. Now we want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments, and let's see how far these stories reach. If this story moved you or gave you chills, give it a like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories. One last thing, rate the story from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your feedback helps us bring you even better ones next time. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you being part of this storytelling journey.